seeing the guys today?
It's great to be home.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a long camp, and the guys have handled it really well. Some new challenges on them up there in camp from the standpoint of the SEALs on Friday, and then we had a practice up at Parkside instead of going down to Great Lakes, and then the travel day yesterday. So I thought pretty good.
Trayvon and Malin both in the backfield for you. Good to have those guys back.
Yeah, I mean, Trey is obviously in a different place than Malin. I mean, Malin's a true freshman. I mean, it's great to have Trey back. He practiced yesterday, so it's good to have him back.
Does he show any after effects?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it'd be a good question. His after effects were probably more from just being on his back for 5 hours because of all the stuff. But, he's handled it well all along. He's had a smile on his face since the minute he got back, and it's just, it's unfortunate that he had to go through that. But as always, it happens for a reason, and probably make him stronger in the long run because of it.
At what point do you see some of the starters being solidified?
Well, in my mind, they are. So they already are, Chris. Whether or not we're going to put those combinations out, per se, resting some guys, bumps and bruises in camp and whatnot. We don't play for another week and a half. By design, we've kind of done some things here that we'll kind of taper this week, and I think the term that Jay used for me was unload a little bit this week with our legs. We're kind of working backwards from the bye week, 5 weeks, and then from that 5 weeks. So if our math is right, this is kind of that week that we wanted to take less reps and just have real focused stuff. So we did some situations today that we really wanted to work, some good, some bad, but we won't have as many reps as we typically do this week, and then we'll really taper down towards the weekend, really work hard to get our legs fresh and ready to go for game week, and then into basically a game week routine next week.
It seemed it was emphasis on fundamentals today, positioning and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're still in camp. We have not, like a lot of schools, they broke camp last week or over the weekend. We're still in camp phase, so we're working, and we probably allocate about 40 minutes to individual work every day anyways, on a Tuesday, Wednesday type game week preparation. So from a standpoint right now, we are still in camp mode really through Thursday.
Have you thought about going into game week and then the next few weeks with the practice schedule with the kids being out of school?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why we've shifted to the morning now. So, we'll go kind of 11, 11, 11, and then we'll go a little earlier next week, maybe about 10. Maybe we'll go to, I don't know. I don't even know what I've said it yet. I mean, we talked about 11 maybe. We've also talked about maybe going a little bit earlier, maybe like 9, so then when we get into school and we start getting on the field at about 8:30, it's not as big of a change, so we're used to being in the morning routine. That's why we started today.
What's the state of your offensive line? A lot of different guys in it.
Yeah, a lot of cross training going on, trying to make sure we get 10 deep ready to go. So moving guys around, getting different reps.
Guys who weren't able to go today, I mean, obviously number 72 wasn't out there. You're feeling pretty good about him?
Feel great. Yeah.
Okay.
Secondary group is all. Can you talk about how that position group's kind of matured and kind of what Quinn Evans?
Yeah, well, it's great to have Quinn on board. When he reached out to me, I said, hey, as long as everything checks out medically, yeah, the stars are kind of aligning here for you. And he's been great all camp. I mean, you wouldn't even tell that he's come off of an injury. So, we had heavy kick emphasis a week ago and through the weekend, and he was outstanding in that. So he'll definitely have a role in that, and then we'll see as the season progresses with where his role is in the secondary. But really like the job that Ibrahim Campbell's been doing back there as our leader. A guy that had a lot of experience a year ago, maybe a little bit before he was ready, but he learned through that, gained experience, and now he's really doing a great job leading back there. So pleased with where that group is at right now. He'll be tested though next week. We'll see.
Does Fleming look like he's going to be the starter or in position to be?
If we were playing tomorrow, yeah, but we play a week and a half from now, so we'll see as that goes. So I think I got to give you guys a depth chart on Friday. I don't know.
Wait, this
Thursday?
Friday or this Friday or
no,
next
I'm
Friday?
not. No,
Monday.
I'm not giving. Is it Monday?
Yeah.
I can't do it alphabetical again, Paul? I can't do it alphabetical all year. No, I mean, we feel really good about our depth. I mean, we really do. And, we're going to rest guys. We're going to get guys to the race at this point. He asked about Brian. I mean, we're going to rest guys. They got bumps and bruises. I don't need to see anything from Brian Mulrow in camp. You see stuff from Brian next week. So he's doing great. The whole group is doing really well. I think that we're probably as athletic as we've been. We were reminiscing about Tyrell's offensive line with Netter as a freshman, Burkett as a freshman, and I'm trying to think who else we had in that line. I think Doug Bartels was a freshman up there. I mean, we were young, Kurt Mattis, so.
Was Steve on that team?
No.
He was gone.
05 is, well, I guess it's freshman.
Yeah, so it's.
This is a more athletic line.
Yeah, much more and deeper. So we'll see. Maybe hopefully they'll play as well as that group did.
Mogus is playing well.
Yeah, Jeff and Matt are both playing well. Those two redshirt freshmen doing well. So is Jack Kanapka. I like the way all three of those guys are playing. And, you know, if you guys, you came up to camp a couple of days, we're giving those guys a ton of reps because we think they're pretty darn good, number one. But we cannot simulate reps by them watching. And we've just been throwing a ton of reps at them, giving them everything that they can handle. And it's the only way they're going to learn, you know, is those momentary failures. And they've gotten better over the last 10 days. And hopefully they'll continue to do that here over the next week and a half.
You guys talk about getting the best 5 guys out there for the offensive line. How helpful is it to have some guys who have some versatility to go to left side, right side, guard, tackle?
Well, that's what I was saying, Chris, earlier. That's why we're moving so many guys around, especially here this week. We're not in the pressure cooker of game week yet, so we want to get some pieces moved around a little bit. Really just, again, to continue to add to our depth, you know, and if we can do that and get guys a little taste of what it was like over here, over there, inside and outside, we think it's going to pay dividends for the long run.
Hank was just talking about aggressiveness, and I know that's the goal for a lot of defenses.
Yeah.
How are you seeing that manifest as far as an attitude and also with the schematic component to it as well?
Yeah, well, I think it's more important attitude-wise than it is schematic-wise. You know, there's that old coachism out there. It's the Louis and Joes, not X's and O's, right? I mean, the X's and O's, who cares what you run? But more importantly, how do you execute it and what kind of attitude do you execute it with? And I think that, you know, our defense was very motivated through the positive talk that they heard through the blog sites and wonderful articles they had to read all offseason, and they lived it. I mean, they know that they weren't pleased with the way that they performed. And, you know, like I said, I think preseason is that for the first time I kind of used some outside stuff thanks to you guys for motivation. And I don't blame you. I mean, you get what you deserve, you know, and we deserved everything that was said about the guys. And they took it personally. And guys like Bus that have been out there, and Tyler, and Ryan Arnfelt, and Quentin Williams, and Damian Proby, you know, and Ibrahim Campbell, that have played a lot of football a year ago, they were not pleased with the way they played. We weren't pleased with the way that we coached them and we performed. And, you know, the great news is I'll be done talking about that crap here in like a week. So hopefully we show up and play. That's the ideal destination and goal, and then we'll just keep working to get better each week. But, you know, I think, Adam, athletically, we've recruited well. And most importantly, attitude-wise, the guys have bought it. They've always bought into what we're doing schematically. Our retention from the spring was outstanding on defense. And, you know, we've been able to build this stuff. We feel like we had, you know, if it was 100% that we wanted to get done as far as throwing things at them in camp defensively, we're in the high 90s. So that means we didn't have to start back over or reinstall things. So this is probably as far along as we've been in camp. That's encouraging.